You're watching The Adventures of Awesome Annie. I'm Annie. Life's awesome, so let's live it together.
So when I was about 11 years old, my parents let me get a pet iguana. Yes, you heard right, a pet iguana, because my parents are cool. The first thing you typically do when you get a pet iguana, or a pet anything really, after you put it in its cage, depending on the animal that it is you name it. You give it a name. Now, I had two names picked out, for if it was a girl or if it was a guy, but that's just the thing. You kind of need to know what the gender is in order to give it a gender name. So at the pet store, they taught me how to tell if my iguana was a girl or a guy. The information they gave me, I wanted to share with you, so I spent a lot of time trying to find a link to put in the description. Along the way, I found out that the information they gave me was unequivocally false. It was just really, really wrong. And that just kind of makes this next part a little bit funnier. So no link for you, I'm sorry, but you get to enjoy this story, which is just as good. So I was told that you flip the iguana over, and if the skin surrounding the legs / tail area points in a V down towards the tail, that it's a male. But if the skin wraps around the legs, it's a female. So I checked regularly, and it changed regularly. On days that it was a girl, I named it Gracie. And on days that it was a guy, it was called Solomon, which is a truly elegant name for an iguana, don't you think? I think so. So after a while, we just hyphenated it to Gracie Solomon, and that was the iguana's name from then on. Gracie Solomon was a bit unruly. Actually, no. That is a gross understatement. Gracie Solomon was a downright terror. She started off really cute, and we'd run around on the counter, and we'd put her on our heads and stuff, and our friends would play with her. But after a little bit of time, it went from that to putting 5 pairs of work gloves on my hand just to feed her. And at one point, I reached into the cage with my gloved hand to, pick something up or put something down, and Gracie Solomon jumped up and grabbed onto my finger and just started shaking it violently. And I pulled up, and she's just hanging there like in midair going crazy, and I'm trying to shake her off, and she's biting on. And, I can still feel it through all of my work gloves, but thankfully I had work gloves on, and I still have all 10 fingers. We had this bungee cord contraption. We would bungee cord the lid onto the iguana cage so it couldn't get out. But I must not have latched it very well, because one time I came home and the iguana was not in its cage. Houston, we have a problem.
So the iguana is not in its cage. Sorry, coming up. The iguana is not in its cage.
I looked everywhere for this iguana, because the last thing I want is an iguana on the loose in our house. That iguana particularly. I don't know. Couldn't find her / him / her, it, he, she, demon iguana anywhere. And then I had to tell my mom. And then she looked everywhere. Not an iguana to be found. And then, just like that, the iguana jumped out of the abyss, landing on our heads and attacking everyone. There was blood and guts everywhere. Vegetarian turned meat eater. Dun dun dun. Calm down, y'all. I'm just kidding. But then, out of the corner of her eye, she spots about an inch of green tail coming out of the wall. Unfortunately, the baseboard heater is along the entire edge of the wall. In one swoop, my mom ripped the baseboard heater from the wall. Ripped the baseboard heater from the wall like the Hulk peeling string cheese. She reaches up the wall with her 2 hands so gently so as not to scare the iguana into detaching from the tail, because the last thing we want is for the iguana to detach from its tail and forever be stuck in the the wall, dying, rotting, and producing a putrid stench that we will have to live with for the rest of our lives. So she reaches up so slowly and gently, grabs the legs of the iguana, starts to pull the iguana down, and out comes Gracie Solomon in one piece. But we can't say the same thing about the wall. So that story kind of helped us realize that we couldn't handle this iguana anymore, and it was time for Gracie Solomon to go. We didn't want to give it to the Humane Society and have it put down. We wanted to find a good home for it, but we weren't really sure how to do that. Somehow my mom ended up finding, maybe in the newspaper ads, this guy. So this guy comes to take Gracie Solomon away. That sounds really bad. Sounds like an insane asylum. That's not what happened. The guy's name I don't remember, but I have fondly nicknamed him Iguana Man because his skin was this green hue from all the tattoos he had gotten of different lizards. He was pierced all over the place, multiple ears and his eyes. He was like a Hot Topic model. He had green hair that went up into a mohawk and then like spiked down his head, kind of like an iguana. He wanted to be an iguana. He was going in to get surgery soon to get his tongue forked. His tongue forked. I'm here to pick up your iguana. You said you needed, I saw an ad in the newspaper. Pretty much, I live with iguanas. I work at a pet store. There's no iguana that I can't handle. I mean, iguanas are pretty simple creatures. You just love them and let them do their own thing, you know? So about half my house is made for iguanas. I got, you know, some mesh setups, lots of things for them to climb on. It's pretty much a lizard paradise. It's going to a good home, man. You don't have to worry. Pretty much love iguanas. Like, there's no one who loves iguanas more than I do. So I know you said you were gonna send him to the Humane Society. Is that? Your iguana won't have to be put down or anything. I'll take good care of it, ma'am. So, thank you. All right. Yeah, no, thank you. Okay. Bye. He pretty much bragged that there was no iguana he couldn't handle. Half of his house was iguanas. He loved them. He lived with them. He wanted to be one. I got an itch on my back. So we felt like we were putting our iguana in good hands, better than giving it to the Humane Society where it would be put down. Are you sure? Because, like, this iguana would be crazy. $75 later, Iguana Man walks out the door with Gracie Solomon. Out of sight, out of mind, we don't think about her again. Well, a few months later, we get a call from Iguana Man. Oh, hello? Yeah, hey, it's, Jake? Yeah, Iguana Man. Yeah, that's me. Listen, I gotta tell you something. Yeah, you know your iguana? I had to give it to the Humane Society. Iguana was, like, absolutely crazy, attacking everybody and stuff. Like, yeah, one night I woke up and it was on my face. Yeah, I was scared. I just wanted to call and tell you, you know? Alright. Well, cool. Okay, well, thanks for everything, and I'm sorry. Alright, you too. Bye. It's crazy, man. It's crazy stuff. Iguana Man couldn't handle Gracie Solomon. Iguana Man gave Gracie Solomon to the Humane Society. We have come full circle in this story, because that was the very place we were trying to avoid, but if Iguana Man couldn't handle her, I don't know who could. Iguana Man, I don't even know if you're out there. I'm just so curious. Do you even have iguanas anymore? Did we ruin your life? Did you ever get your tongue forked? Like, I want to know. Anyway, took down Iguana Man in one swoop. Never saw that iguana again. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe. Leave a comment below. Tell me about your pets and any exotic pets you've had or any encounters with lizards of any kind. Close encounters with the lizard. Anyway, yeah, watch some of my videos on the side. I don't know why I was doing that with my thumb. That's weird. Watch some of the videos on the side. Subscribe to YouTube or my Google Plus page. I sometimes put some pictures and videos and things out there. Yeah. Otherwise, I'll see you later. Bye. Never saw that iguana again. Never got another pet iguana again. Actually, I never had a pet again after that, so that pretty much turned me off from that. No, you know what? I had a pet turtle in college for about a day before my R&D found it and told me we had to put it back in the pond. Sad day. I don't remember what I was gonna say.
Lizzie's are my life.
A Coca-Cola truck? I don't know why we have that. Stacks on stacks on stacks, bro. I can't do it. I don't think Iguana Man would do that. Oh shoot, now I gotta pick it all up. I got sick cats and I cannot lie. Oh, somebody texted me. I should go to the zoo with my camera and go hang out with the iguana folk at the zoo. What do you think? Epic adventure? I think yes. Also, my mailman is right out the window and I'm wondering if he can see me because this is a sight to see. Alright. I think I'm gonna do it. I think I'm gonna freaking do it. Let's go. Let's go to the zoo. Dude, it does have tentacles. They want to get out. I met one of these one time. It was about this far away from him, but there wasn't glass in between. We had a whole conversation just then. What he told me was, he likes my tat. So over it. You don't look like an iguana, you look much more like something else. And you're tiny. She's gonna take it for us, unless you guys want to get it.
Okay, good.
Yeah. What's her name? Here in Calamani.
Alright.
Good time. What are y'all's names?
You got it.
Oh, okay, I said nickname.
Right here, let's get Elena's picture with you.
All right.